Welcome back to Pages Uncovered. It's been a minute. I feel like I say this every time, but it has been a minute this time. Things just got kind of weird and crazy because my work schedule changed and I had a lot going on. But I'm going to try to get back to our consistent scheduled uploads now. We are going to, let's do a little, I guess, recap. I don't know. I didn't really do a whole lot, I guess, other than my schedule changing at work. This video is just going to be my, what month is it even? It's June now. My May reading recap. It wasn't a very eventful month for me for reading, but there was some other things that went on. We had my dad's car show. That was last weekend, and that went good. I helped out with that. That same day, I got my third tattoo. I don't know if you guys can see it very well or not. I'll put a picture up here as well. It's kind of gross right now because it's healing. As you guys know, I'm a huge music fan. Linkin Park is one of my all-time favorite bands. They were one of those bands that really shaped music for me. They came out, I was in like 6th grade when Hybrid Theory dropped, and that whole album just changed my, as cliche as it sounds, it changed my life. It really helped develop my taste in music and got me into like the harder like rock, and obviously they were like new metal at the time, but it really expanded my music horizons and took me outside of just being like a kid that listened to NSYNC and stuff like that to somebody who listened to all kinds of different music. So that's what this is. It's from, I don't even know if you guys can see this. I hope you can. It's from the Hybrid Theory album artwork. It's just the soldier. This whole arm, my plans are to have music themed stuff. I've already got my next one planned out. I'll probably get that in the fall. Next one's going to be a Day to Remember tattoo. Let's see, what else happened since I spoke to you guys last? Nothing really. Like I said, my work schedule changed a little bit. My days off changed, and I'm working 4/10s instead of 5/8s. So that was just a little bit of a, I don't know, getting used to the change. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on. May was not super eventful as far as reading goes for me. It was more eventful than April. April, I read like 1 book, I think, maybe 2. May, I got into 3. I did pick out a whole bunch for my TBR for May. I didn't get through all of them. I got through 3 out of the 7. But let's go ahead and get into what I did read for May. I started the month off with a reread. I went back to The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This is just one of those, I think I read it in high school way back when. I think it was high school. But it's a really good book. It's one of my favorites. It is just, I just think everybody should read it, 100%. And if you haven't watched the movie is great as well. I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go too far in depth with it, but this was a quick read. It took me, I don't know, a few days. It's been a struggle getting into books. At the beginning of the month it was, and then I slowly started getting into them, and now I'm kind of back on pace, because I already finished one for June, so that's good. So yeah, that was the first one I read. And then we went to, I've been wanting to read this for a long time. It's been on my bookshelf for quite a while. This is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. He writes like horror style books. I feel like a lot of his books are like, they give you like that horror movie vibe. He's got a couple that are like kind of like an 80s horror movie vibe, but this one was, if you know anything about horror movies, Final Girl is basically the character in the movie that survives. You're thinking like from Halloween, you're thinking Jamie Lee Curtis. She's like one of the OG Final Girls. And this, basically, all the Final Girls have like a support group, and some crazy stuff goes down. They think the one girl is pretty much crazy, but she's really not. And I don't know, it was really good. It took me a little bit to get into it. I feel like the beginning was a tad slow, but then once I got, I don't know, maybe like 60 pages in or so, it started picking up, and it was really good. I can't wait to read another one of his books. I have Let's see. I think I have 3 more of his books on my shelf. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to eyeball it. I know I've got, yeah, How to Sell a Haunted House. I've got the Southern, what is it? The something, Southern Guide to Slaying a Vampire or something like that. And then I've got My Best Friend's Exorcism, which I've seen the movie and it was good. So I definitely want to read some more of his books. I need to get the rest of them. Him and like Riley Sager are 2 authors that I definitely grab all their books just because it's my vibe. I really like those type of books. But anyway, so the Final Girl Support Group, definitely recommend. Oh, I'll give you my ratings. Perks of Being a Wallflower. This is probably like a 4.5 for me. Like I said, it's one of my favorite books. It's probably not a 5-star read, but it is one of my favorites. This one, I would give it probably a 4. It was good, but like I said, it started off a little bit slow. I don't think I would reread it, but it was very good. Now, this one. This is one of those TikTok books that was super hyped up. Book Talk really just sent this thing crazy. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. When I picked out my TBR for May, I talked about how I'm a huge sports fan, so these type of books are right up my alley. And this did not disappoint. A lot of people are like said like this was a 5-star read, stuff like that. I wouldn't give it a 5 stars. It was very good. I would probably give it like a 4. It's a thicker book, but it was a quick read. It was interesting. It was cute. There was some spice in it, a bit spicy. But yeah, this was super cute. Kind of like I wouldn't say enemies to lovers just because they weren't necessarily enemies, but like he liked her, but she definitely was not feeling him. Just kind of like that sports rival, you know, she's a figure skater, he's a hockey player. They got to share the ice, and they're just kind of going back and forth. Characters in this book, super lovable, except for Aaron. Aaron can go screw himself. But, like the hockey players, all the characters were just super well-written and interesting. I've definitely got to read Wildfire. It's the sequel. Well, I don't know if it's a sequel necessarily. It's in the same, it's in the Maple Hills series. I think it's just a duo right now, but I definitely liked this. I would give it a 4. I'd probably read this again though, to be honest. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna read Wildfire. But yeah, that's all I read for May. Like I said, I picked 7 books out. I read 3. So I'm basically going to transfer the last 4 books over to my June TBR. Actually, I lied. I read 3 out of 8 because I already read one of the books for June out of the 5 that were left over. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, 3 books for May. Go ahead and just hold these up for you so you can see them again. I'd recommend all 3 of them though. Very different genres. This is spicy romance. This is more of a thriller, suspense type, and then this is more of a young adult coming of age type of situation. So very different vibes for the month of May, but enjoyed them all. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for me. Like I said, I think this is a shorter video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you guys so much for checking the channel out, watching the video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. As always, this has been Pages Uncovered. I'll catch you guys later.